lecture, I'm going to teach how to find square root of the perfect square. Right? Generally, square root means what? It is just simply reverse process of the square on. So, to find the square root of a number, it is important to understand what is the meaning for square of a number also, right? So, what is the meaning for square? If number multiplied by itself, the result is called square on. Suppose I am multiplying, so 5 square means what? If number 5 is multiplied by 5, result value 25, we can get it. 25 is what here? Square of 5 on. Here 25 is square of 5, we can call it. Square of 5. So now 5 is what here? 5 is called 5 is called square root of 25. 5 is called here square root of 25. Now it's a reverse process only. In previous case, here we are getting 5 squared, right? 5 squared equal to how much? We'll get it the 25, right? In second case, square root of 25 value, right? Square root of 25 equal to how much? We'll get 5 on that. Now, the reverse process of the square on that. First of all, I'm taking some standard squares 1 to 10 only. If I'm taking squares from 1 to 10, so we'll observe it, right? Here the estimation method only for perfect square, right? If number is a perfect square, by using these techniques, we can find its square root value accurately. It is perfect square, we'll get 100% accurate value. It is not perfect square also. In next lecture, we'll deal it how to get the square root of the non-perfect squares also. First of all, we are dealing squares of the numbers which are perfect square, right? Now I'm taking some standard squares. 0 square, 0 into 0 will get 0. 10 square, so 10 into 10 will get 100 ohm. If number ends with a 0, right? Here its square root value also ends with 0 when it is a perfect square, right? Next one, 1 square equal to 1 and 9 square equal to 81. If number ends with 1 in both the cases, its square root value definitely ends with what? 1 or 9 only. Two possibilities are there. 2 square 4, 8 square is 64. By looking, if number ends with 4 value, its square root value definitely ends with what? Either 8 or 2 on, right? So 3 square 9, 7 square 49. If number ends with 9, its square root value definitely ends with what? Either 3 or 7. These two are complements. And if number ends with 6, its square root value definitely ends with what? Either 4 or 6 on. If number ends with 25 or 5, its square root always ends with 5 on, right? This is a technique to find square root of the numbers on. And here also I am giving same thing here. If number last digit of the number are square, right, is a 0, right? 0, not 1 0. It contains even number of zeros. Then its square root ends with what? 0 on, right? It is one thing, right? If number ends with 1, right? Its square root value ends with what? There are two possibilities are there. Its square root ends with what? Either 1. 1 square is 1. We know that. What is the other number here? Other number definitely what? Its complement value. 9 on, right? So if you know one number, other we can guess it directly, right? Its complement. Its complement means what? Some of these two are getting what here? We are getting 10 on, right? Its some value how much? We are getting here a 10 on, right? So it is the complements on that. So next one, any number ends with 4, right? If I take a 4 as a number, if number ends with 4, its square root value definitely ends with what? So 2 or 8 on, right? So 2 square is what? 2 into 2 also 4. So 8 into 8 also 64 on. If you know one number, other number we can estimate it directly, right? Here also sum is a 10 on, right? Now number ends with 9, right? Number ends with 9. Its square root also ends definitely ends with what here? So either 3 or 7. One number if you know, other number we can guess it directly, right? 7 only. And here also these two numbers sum equal to how much? Sum of the digits equal to how much here? 10 we are getting, right? Next one, if number ends with 6 value here, its square root definitely ends with what here? So either 4 square is 16. So one number if you know, other number its complement. 4 plus how much is a 10? 6 only. We'll get this value, right? This value equal to how much? So 10 will get. Here sum equal to how much here? 10 only we can get it. If number ends with 5, it is a perfect square. So it number what ma? Its result value always ends with what? 5 on, right? If number ends with 5 or 25, its square root ends with what ma? Always 5 on. So these things are prerequisites to find the square root of the perfect squares on, right? So this is the basic thing. If number ends with these things, so we'll get its a square root value definitely ends with those things on, right? So one number if you know automatically other is its complement value on, right? Now the number cannot be perfect square in the following cases, right? Now see this one. So we can memorize this particular part also before going for our calculation, right? So number cannot be perfect square, right? A number so cannot be perfect square. So in the following cases, right? In the following cases. First one, if it ends with 2378, number cannot be perfect square. First case is what, ma? If it ends in, right? If it if it ends in, so 2378, then number cannot be perfect square on that. And these digits also complementary only. 2 and 8 value are what, ma? Complementary. 2 plus 8 10, and 3 7 are also complementary. 3 plus 7 value also 10, right? If it terminates with odd number of zeros, right? Second one, if it terminates in odd number of zeros, right? In odd number of zeros. If it ends with 1 0, if it ends with 3 zeros, like that, that's what ma? That number cannot be a perfect square on, right? Next one, so if its last digit is 6, but its preceding digit value is even, right? If its last digit is 6, but it's the preceding, right? It's the preceding digit is even, right? It's the preceding digit is even and the last digit is 6, even though number cannot be a perfect square. Suppose if I'm taking, so 26, 26 cannot be a perfect square. So like this, right? One number is ending with 6, its preceding digit is even number. So this cannot be a perfect square, right? Suppose I'm taking here 6 value, here I'm taking 86, right? 86 value, if number ends with 86, this number cannot be a perfect square, like this, right? So this is the meaning of it. Next one, if last digit is not 6, but its a preceding digit is odd, right? If its last digit, right? Last digit is not 6, but it's a preceding digit value. But it's a preceding digits. So preceding digit is odd. Preceding digit is odd. In such case, although that number cannot be what? Perfect square, right? Suppose if you want, we can see the example. Suppose I'm taking not 6 value, right? I'm taking 5, right? But its preceding digit value I'm taking odd, right? I'm taking here 7, right? So 7 5, any number ends with 7 5, it cannot be perfect square, right? Suppose I'm taking here also same thing. Suppose I'm taking number not ends with 6, you can take 1 also, but its a preceding digit is odd, right? I'm taking 91. 91 is not a perfect square, like that, right? So in such case, that number cannot be a perfect square, right? And finally, if number is even, right? If number even in last two digits is not divisible by 4, right? If it is even, right? If number is even, but it is not divisible by 4, right? But it is not divisible by 4. It is not divisible by 4. In such case also that number cannot be perfect square only. So now let's consider some examples actually to get the clarity on the concept. Now to find square root of 529, so to calculate square root Norton method also, so we'll mark bar on two numbers from right to left on, right? Here we got two bars only, so your answer should be what? Two digit number on, right? Two digit number. Now how to get rightmost part of your result, right? Already we learned before. If any number ends with 9, when it is a perfect square, its square root value always ends with what? Here 3 on, right? Why? With 3 square is 9, we know that. So if you know one part, its other part also there. One more thing also there. It's complementary. So complementary means a 10 minus a 3, 7 also we can get it, right? There are two possible chances are there here. Now how to decide leftmost part of this number? Tell me the square of a number which is less than or equal to 5. So I can take it there 2 square on, right? 2 square is a 4, which is less than or equal to 5. If I take a 3 square value, so which is a 9, which is more than 5, no? We can't take that particular thing, right? Now square root of 2 square is what? We'll get to 2 on, right? So your square root of a number always ends with what? Either a 23 or a 27. There are two possibilities are there, either a 23 or a 27 on, right? Now how to eliminate one thing, right? So that it cannot be two answers, no? So we need to eliminate one thing on that. Now I'm taking square of a number which is like between 23 and 27, which is known for you. That already we know that 25 square, right? Already we learned this particular concept. Any number ends with 5, its square value always ends with a 25. We know that. So this is always ends with a 25. How to get leftmost part of this square also? Multiply this number by its next integer value on the number line, right? 2 3 is 6, 6 25 on. Now we are comparing here. So your radicand value 529 value less than 625 clearly. So your result also what? Less than 25 only. It cannot be 27. Your answer is what? 23 on. Therefore square root of 529 value, how much will get at 23. In this fashion we can calculate it very easily, right? Now I'm taking one more example, 1024 on that. So mark the bar on two numbers from right to left here also. So we'll get two bars, two pair of digits only. Your answer is a two digit number on that. Your answer is a two digit number. Now here also we are looking. So rightmost part, right? Any number ends with 4, when it is a perfect square, its square root value always ends with what? 2 will get it. What is the other thing? Its complementary value. 10 minus a 2, 8 also possible. So 8 square also 64, 2 square also 4. It is always ends with 4. No, these two numbers case, right? Now how to get leftmost part of the number? So tell the square of a number which is a, so less than or equal to 10, which is a 3 square on, right? 3 square is a 9. But if I take 4 square value, 4 square is 16 on. It is a bigger, more than 10. It is not possible. And square root of 9 value, square root of 3 square value, how much? Will get a 3 on, right? So your answer will be what here? It might be 32 or it might be what 38 on. There are two possible choices are there. So we need to eliminate one. Again same technique. And take a number, square of a number which is lies between 32 and 38. We can eliminate one thing, right? So any number ends with 5, its square value always ends with a 25. We know that it always ends with a 25. So how to get leftmost part of this number? Multiply the number by its next integer value on the number line, right? 3 4 are 12. We'll get 1225 is a 35 square value. But your number radicand value how much? 1024 which is less than 35 square value. Definitely your answer is what, ma? Less than 35, not 38 value, right? So your answer is a 32 on, right? Therefore, square root of 1024 value how much? Will get 32 on. And similarly, I'm taking 3841 also in the same fashion. So to find square root of any number, first of all, what we can do? We'll mark the bar on two numbers, right? We are making two pairs of the digits. So what we'll get automatically? We'll get a 2-digit number as the answer, right? So how many bars are there? As many digit number, we can get the result, right? Now, so any number ends with 1. Its a square root value always ends with what, ma? 1 only. We know this particular thing. And what is the other possibility? It's complementary value. What is the complement of 1? 10 minus 1 will get 9, right? So rightmost part we fixed already, right? Now we'll see that leftmost part, right? And take the remaining part of the number, remaining part of the bar. So what you can get, ma? 38 is there. Tell the square of a number which is less than or equal to 38. I can take 6 square which is 36 which is less than 38. If I take 7 square which is a 49 which is a more than 38, 49 not possible. I can choose 38 on that. It will start with automatically what, ma? 6 on that. So, so square root of 6 square is 6 only. Your answer might be what? It might be 61. It might be 69 also, right? Now we need to eliminate it, right? Eliminate. So by taking its middle square value, 65 square I can take it. I'll eliminate this particular thing. So any number ends with 5, its square value always ends with the 25 only. We know that. Now how to get other part of the square value, left part of the square value? Multiply other than 5 by its next integer value, right? Other than 5, 6 is there. Multiply 6 by its next integer is what? 7 on, right? So 6 7 is 42 only. Now 4225 we got. 65 square value 4225. When compared to your number radicand value 3841, which is less than it, na? So definitely your answer is what? Less than 65, not more than 65. This is not correct. 61 is only correct. Therefore, square root of 3841 value is equal to how much? 61 we can get. We can solve in this way. We can estimate square roots in this way only. And take one more example to get the clarity on this part. And here also to find square root of a number, mark bar on two numbers on that. We got 2 bars. We'll get 2-digit number as the result on. Clear, ma? Now we'll see that. So I need to find unit place value. If number ends with 9, its square root value how much, ma? Always ends with what? 3 will get. If you know one number, other possibilities also will check it. 10 minus 3 is 7, right? There are two possible choices are there here. Either 3 or 7 on that. How to decide leftmost part of the number here? Tell me the square of a number which is less than or equal to 44. I'm taking 6 square. 6 square is 36 only. If I'm taking 7 square which is a 49 only. Your 44 lies between 36 to 49. No? So 49 is a bigger, more than your required thing. So 49 is not possible. Now 6 square I can consider. Square root of 6 square is what? 6 on that. Your leftmost part is 6 only. So but rightmost part has the two possibilities here. It is a 63 and 67 also, right? So I need to eliminate one thing and take a square of a number which is lies in between 63 and 67. So I can consider 65 on that. So now any number ends with 5, its square value we know it is always ends with 25. That is a clear. So other than 5, what digit is there? Multiply that digit by its next integer value. So 7 I can multiply. 6 7 is 42 on. Now your number value how much? More than 4225, na? So 4489 value more than 65 square value. Definitely your answer is more than 65. So 67 correct, 63 not correct on that. Therefore, square root of 4489 value is equal to how much, ma? We'll get 67. So similarly take one more example, right? Now I'm taking 7744 only. Here also same idea. So to find square root of any number, mark bar on two numbers on that. We got 2 bars here. We'll get a 2-digit number as the result on that. So now we'll see that. So to find unit place of the number, any number ends with 4. Its square root value how much, ma? Always ends with either a 2 or 8 on. This we know that, right? So rightmost part already calculated, and we'll see the leftmost part of the number, right? So tell me the square of a number which is closer to 77 or less than or equal to 77 on that. So I can see that. So I can take 8 square value. 8 square value how much ma 64 will get. If I take 9 square value, I can get 81, right? Your 77 lies between 8 square to 9 square. So definitely your number starts with what ma 8 on that. We can't consider 9. So 8 on that. 80 to 90 it lies between. Na? So this square root value how much must lie between 80 to 90. We can estimate it very easily, right? Now we'll see that, right? There are two possible choice here. So 82 or 88, no? 82 one possibility, 88 one possibility, right? How to eliminate one thing and take the square of a number which lies in between 82 and 87, 88. So which is the what ma? We know that which is the 85 on. 85 is the best thing. Why we know that squares of numbers ends with 5, right? So any number ends with 5, its square value always ends with 25. This is a clear. Rightmost part is already clear. Right? How to get leftmost part of the number? Other than 5, what digit is there? Multiply that digit by its next integer value. Right? So 9 only after 8. So 9, 8 9 ja how much ma? Will get 72. So 85 square is what ma? 7225. But your radicand value 7744, which is more than 85 square. Clearly we know that. Your answer is what ma? 88, not 82. In this fashion, we can find out the square roots of the numbers very comfortably, right? Now let's consider one more example to make it clear on this particular concept also. Now I'm taking here. So 15,129, right? Its square root value I need to calculate. So mark bar on two numbers from right to left in order to find square root of any number, right? Now we got 3 bars. We'll get 3-digit number as the result on that. 3-digit number will get it. And here also we can handle this one in only 2 steps on that. What my rightmost part and leftmost part, right? Leftmost part in a stretch we can calculate it, right? Okay, see that first of all any number ends with 9. Its square root value automatically ends with what ma? Either 3 or 7 on that. These two are complements to each other, right? Now I'm looking this remaining part of the number. Why 151 value lies between which square to which square? I can tell very easily, right? So I know squares of the number. If I'm taking 12 square equal to how much? 144 on, right? 144. If I take 13 square value, which is equal to how much? 169 on. Your 151 lies between what? 12 to 13. Na? So definitely we can take the leftmost part. So let's tell the square of a number which is less than or equal to 151, 12 square on that. So I can fix here at 12 on that. So 123 or 127 is your possibility, right? 123 or 127 is our possibility here. Now I need to eliminate it and write the square of a number which lies between 123 to 127. I can consider 125, right? So 125 square I know clearly. So any number ends with 5, its square value always ends with what? 25. This part is a clear, right? How to get leftmost part of this square? Multiply other than 5 number by its next integer, right? After 12 we'll get 13. We'll multiply them. 12 13 is equal to how much? We'll get 156 on that. We'll get like that. So therefore we can compare it to your number, right? So if I'm comparing radicand value 15,129, which is less than 15,625 clearly. So your answer is what? 123, not 127, right? So therefore I can calculate this square root value. I can estimate it very easily. So square root of 15,129 value is equal to how much? 123 we got, right? Clearly, right? And take one more number. And here also same thing. So to find square root of any number, mark the bar on two numbers, right? Two numbers. Now I'm getting the number this format, right? How many bars we got? We got 3 bars only. Your answer is what? 3-digit number on that. But we can handle in 2 steps on that. How? So leftmost part, rightmost part we can do it. And here also any number ends with 1. Its a square root value always ends with what? 1 square is 1. Square root value 1 we can get it. Other number is possibility is what? Its complementary value. 10 minus 1, 9 also will write it, right? So this part completed. Now I'm taking this part, right? So 982 is there. Tell the square of a number which lies between which are less than or equal to 982, right? We know 30 square value how much? 3 square 9. So 1 0 becomes a 2 zeros now here. So 900 is there. So 30 square value. It is not 30 square value also less than that one. 31 square also I can check in that same fashion, right? 31 square equal to how much? I'm taking it as the A, it is the B only. A square 1 and 2AB value 6 and B square value 3 square is 9. 961 will get, and 32 square value also what my here. So AB I am taking A square 2 square 4 and 2AB value 2 2 ja 4, 4 3 ja 12, 2 1 carry, and B square value 3 square 9 plus 1 10, 1024. Clearly I have seen that this number lies between what ma 31 square to 32 square. 31 square is 961 and 32 square equal to how much ma here? So 1024 on that. So 1024 more than your number, it is not this one, right? So square root of 31 square is what ma 961 na? So, sorry, square root of 31 square equal to how much? We'll get 31 on that. So definitely your number is what ma here? Either 311 or so 319 on. Here also I need to eliminate one thing. So take the square of a number which lies in between 311 and 319, right? So I can take 315 square on that. How to write the square of 315 square? Ma? Any number ends with 5, its square value I know clearly, its value how much? Ma? Always at 25. How to get leftmost part of this number? Multiply this number by its next integer value. 31 after 32 will get 31 32, so I want, right? 31 32 so how much ma here? So 31 into 32 value I'm writing 31 plus 1, right? Already we know that 31 square. 31 square is 961 plus 31 on. How much we'll get here? We'll get 992, we can get it, right? 992 will get it. Clear? Now we'll compare it, right? When compared to 315 square, your number is what ma less value. Definitely its square root value less than 315, right? So it is a 311 only. So 319 I'm cancelling, right? Therefore, square root of so 98281. Its square root value how much? I'm getting 311 on, right? We can handle bigger numbers also very comfortably once if you know some simple squares, right? And take one more thing here. One more thing. Here also same idea, and mark the bar on two numbers from right to left, right? From right to left we can mark the bar on two numbers. Now we'll see this one also. So 3 bars are there, we'll get 3-digit number as the result only. Clear? No? But we can handle in 2 steps only. So rightmost part and leftmost part, right? So how to handle rightmost part? Now see that number ends with 6 value. Its square root value how much ma? Always ends with either 4 or 6 value. We know that, na? This is fixed, right? Last bar complete. This part is completed here. Now we'll see the remaining part of the number, right? 108 is there. So tell me the square of a number which is less than or equal to 108, which is a 10 square on. 10 square value how much ma? 100. If I take 11 square, which is 121, which is the bigger, it is not required. So therefore your number definitely starts with what ma? 10 on, right? But still here two possibilities are there. Your answer might be what ma? It might be so 104, it might be 106 on that. And we need to eliminate one thing and write the square of a number which lies in middle, right? Which is 105 square on that. So any number ends with 5, its square value always ends with 25, we know this one. And multiply other than 5 digit by its next integer value, right? So after 10 we'll get 11. So 11 tens how much ma? 110 on. Now I'm comparing my number. So when compared to your number, so which is the 10,816, which is less than 11,025, no? So your answer is what ma? Less than 105 square value, which is 104, not 106 one. Therefore clearly I got the result square root of so 10,816 value equal to what ma? Its value equal to 104. In this fashion we can find square roots of any perfect square very easily, right? So in next class we'll deal when it is not perfect square how to calculate its square root value also by using Vedic method, right? So thank you.